Welcome back to California Cooking. Today, salads are stealing the show. We're diving into bowls that are big on flavor, loaded with goodness, and satisfy like a full-on meal. The kind you keep coming back for. First up, there is a fresh new hotspot in Brentwood that's serving up some seriously delicious salads. And it's not just salads, there's something on the menu for everyone. Let's go see what's cooking at Neighborly.
Hi guys, I'm Gabi and welcome to Neighborly. Neighborly is my favorite place in all of Los Angeles. We just opened our second location in Brentwood, right on San Vicente. It's a multi-kitchen concept, so What's Gabi Cooking is one of the concepts. We've got Mixtape, we've got Palermo Pizza Club, we've got Mini Kebab, and it is quite literally the most delicious place you could go for lunch or dinner. The operations of the restaurant are insane. I can't even get into it because it's a language I don't fluently speak, but anytime you come here, you can order off of any menu. For example, I have 2 kids. I want a salad, my husband wants a sandwich, my daughter wants chicken fingers, my son wants mac and cheese. It's all available on one tab, and then you order at the kiosks, you sit down at the table, and it's full service. It's truly a dream. So our grand opening was a couple weeks ago, and it was wild. There was a line out the door. I knew people would be excited. I used to live in Brentwood, so I know people always rally around a new concept, but it was nuts. It was so fun to be here. The energy has been like top ever since. I just feel so lucky, and getting to watch everyone order the food and then post it on social media is so cool. Like the chicken Caesar salad wrap is having its own moment. So is the fried chicken sandwich. It's just so fun to see everything we've worked really hard on come to life in other people's worlds. Westlake location is our first location. It's open right in the Westlake Promenade, and it is a hot spot for the Oaks Christian kids to go on dates at night. It's really quite funny if you go on a Friday night. Everybody gets a wrap. We have an incredible patio there. It's gorgeous. It's our #1 and like OG location. Brentwood is right off of San Vicente across from Whole Foods. Insane parking. Brentwood parking is truly the bane of my existence. It's why I don't come here all the time, but we have our own lot and we validate, so it's a true dream. And then we're opening up our 3rd location right by my house, kind of in Studio City. I could walk there. I might never make lunch ever again, hopefully opening sometime this fall. The fact that I'm in the food world is actually kind of crazy because I went to college for pre-med, and halfway through pre-med I failed OChem, so I quickly pivoted to business. After college I went to culinary school. It was 2008. The economy was not great, and instead of getting a job I went to culinary and pastry school and started working as a private chef. At that same time I also started What's Gabi Cooking, which is my website, and since then we have developed 5 cookbooks. My 6th one's coming out next year. We have 2 restaurants. I have a line of CPG products, which is seasonings and salts under Dalkin & Co. Now I eat, breathe, and quite literally live in the food world all day long, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, social media has been such a beautiful part of me developing my brand. When I started What's Gabi Cooking, the only thing that existed was Twitter, and now there's Instagram and Threads and TikTok and all these different things. For me, it's such an incredible way to get a message out and connect with my community. The What's Gabi Cooking concept is obviously near and dear to my heart. It is sandwiches, salads, and bowls, and it is so fresh, California inspired, and literally what you want to eat every day. You're never gonna get bored. We have almost a 20-item menu, and there's everything from a fried chicken sandwich, which is honestly the most incredible fried chicken sandwich you'll ever have. Our chicken Caesar wrap is amazing. We've got every bowl under the sun, and one of my favorite parts about What's Gabi Cooking is the salads. Like, making a great salad takes work and a lot of prep and knife skills and things to have in your pantry. It's so much easier to just come here and get it because all the prep work's done for you, and there's so many different components to each of our dishes, and they're still delicious and not overly complicated. These are some of my favorite children. This is Thomas's crispy chicken sandwich, which is slowly maybe starting to be my signature, which is upsetting to me because this is named after my husband and this is mine, but we'll look the other way, it's fine. This is just an incredible crispy chicken with cheese. There's a jalapeno slaw on it. It's not super spicy. It is perfect. This is my chicken Caesar salad wrap, which is literally the best Caesar salad wrap I've ever had in my entire life. It would heal you. Anything that's wrong with you, it could heal. This is my other favorite thing to order. It's the carne asada bowl. I'm an Arizona girl at heart, so like we have the most delicious carne asada. We've got the slaw, we've got avocado, a corn salad, and like a really yummy salsa. Teriyaki chicken bowl with mushrooms, green beans, kale, and delicious teriyaki sauce that's not too sweet. And we do it over cilantro rice. And then this is the Chinese chicken crunch, which is the #1 salad on our menu. Again, it's so delicious, and the fact that it's sitting in front of me right now and I can't eat it is truly crushing my soul. Okay, so as far as the other concepts go, here are my highlights. So there's Mini Kebab, which is, if you haven't been to the original location in Glendale, like a cult following. So the fact that we brought it to Westlake and Brentwood is so nice. Mama Alva's plate is perfect. Then we've got Mixtape, which is healthier burgers and tenders. My daughter's obsessed with the tenders, and we do these things called Saturdays, which are a dairy-free Sunday with like a coconut base. They are hot ticket items around here. And then there's Palermo Pizza Club, which is our latest and greatest. It's pizza and pasta, and that pizza dough is exceptional. It's so good. There's a chicken parm pizza, which really speaks my love language. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm here pretty much every day because I live here now, so hopefully I see you here.
Coming up, I've got a salmon salad coming your way. Plus, I'm recreating one of my favorite salads from a local restaurant. And yes, there is a bacon and potato salad situation happening too. And trust me, you're gonna wanna get in on this one. We're kicking things off with a salad that goes big. Salmon, kale, and a surprise hit of sweet potato fries. I am not a salad person. I will go on the record saying that. I rarely order salads when I go out to dinner or lunch because I usually find them, you feel like you want a meal after you eat a salad. Like you want, And so I'm gonna make a salad that to me feels like a meal and feels like something you really want to eat. So I'm gonna do a salmon salad with a little bit of kale, some romaine. I'm gonna mix my lettuce, and then I'm gonna put sweet potato fries on top. I'm gonna make like a creamy, like a spicy honey mustard. First thing first, I toasted some pumpkin seeds. I've got some feta cheese. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So first thing, this little trick I learned with salmon to get the skin off. I have hot water. If you do this over the salmon skin, rumor has it, it helps you remove the skin. So let's see if that worked. It's worked before when I've done it. There we go. So now we want to dry off our salmon fillets. You don't want them wet because you want to get a nice char. And so we're going to let those dry out before we cook them. Sweet potato fries in the air fryer. So I'm gonna just take a cheat from the grocery store and do frozen sweet potato fries. You could do homemade. I've got some kale, and so I'm gonna mix it with some romaine. And then I take the rib of the kale out like that, so you get the tender leaves. I just kind of roll it up and cut it into strips. I'm just gonna put it right into our bowl dish. And I'm gonna mix in some romaine with it. There we go. Then you can do any combo of lettuce you like, but the kale is a little heartier, so it will stand up to, you know, warm salmon and sweet potato fries. Well, let's look at our salmon. I'm gonna pan fry it, I think, in maybe the cast iron. In here, I have this spice blend of a little bit of sugar, smoked paprika, ground mustard, salt, pepper, garlic powder. And I just like that little addition of sugar in there, which actually helps caramelize, whether it's fish or chicken, kind of cover your salmon and all that yummy spice. I'm gonna take this back to the cast iron, get it nice and hot, and sear up our salmon. Now for the dressing, which I'm gonna use this dressing for 2 salads. It works for 2 different salads that I'm doing today. 1 dressing, 2 salads. I'm gonna do some labneh. And this is kind of like a spicy honey mustard, you could say. Some mayo, maybe 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna do a big fat tablespoon, maybe more, of Dijon mustard and honey. I'm gonna start with a tablespoon and a splash of apple cider vinegar. Let's do some smoked paprika, a little pinch for that kick. I'm gonna do chipotle powder, which is pretty spicy, and some garlic. Give it a good mix. But basically when I make a dressing, I wanna think of creamy, sweet, acid, you know, kind of hit all the notes, salt. But let's check the salmon. Salmon is done. It's nice and brown and crusty on top. Let that cool. Sweet potato fries out of the air fryer. I'm gonna cut my beautiful block of feta. I think what I would do is add some dressing to the bottom layer here. So you wanna get that going. What are we gonna do next? I think next I'm gonna do some toasted pumpkin seeds as like a little crunch. Next layer, because instead of eating them on the side, why don't you just eat them all together? I'm gonna put our crispy sweet potato fries, got our feta cheese, we're gonna sprinkle on in there. Now we're getting crazy. I've got our salmon, but we'll just nestle that in there. I think I've got all the ingredients I wanted. The last thing I would do again is just a little drizzle of the dressing. But I think that's a meal. Next up, I'm using that same spicy honey mustard dressing to bring one of my favorite restaurant salads right into your kitchen. If you've been to Lala's, it's an Argentinian restaurant that has a salad on the menu that I always get whenever I go, and it's called the Melrose salad. And what I love about it, again, is with the salad, it feels like a meal. There's chicken and rice and this same dressing. We're gonna use a creamy, spicy honey mustard dressing. And I don't know exactly how they make their dressing, but I just remember going home going, let me see if I can recreate that Lala's dressing because it's so good. So the first thing I'm gonna do, this is just a salad for one. I have 1 chicken breast that I actually split in half, butterflied basically to make it quicker to cook. And I've got that same rub. I'm using smoked paprika, sugar, ground mustard, garlic, salt and pepper, and just cover that. I use parchment so I don't have to mess up the cutting board. You just massage that. You could do a grill pan with that chicken, would be great. I'm just gonna use my cast iron skillet for that. I think we do that now, and while the chicken's cooking, we can assemble the salad. So let's cook up our chicken breast. While our chicken is cooking, and it's gonna be pretty fast, I've got some romaine lettuce that I'm just gonna shred it into little pieces. We've got our shredded lettuce going into a bowl. And then I just so happen to have leftover rice. I warmed it up just a little bit because this Lala salad, it's also kind of warm. It's not super cold, which I like. So I'm gonna add in our rice. It has a little bit of red onion. So I'm gonna just, a little bit. You don't wanna go crazy with the red onion. Levi and I always share this salad because it comes pretty big. Some tomato, so I'm gonna dice up some tomato. I always like it when I can try to recreate something that I enjoyed at a restaurant. Tomato going in, and then the feta cheese. So again, we're getting double use out of our feta. And I think just crumble it into our bowl here. This might be a salad for 2. It's getting bigger and bigger here. And I think that's it. So I'm gonna just cut this again into bite-sized pieces and you toss it into your salad bowl. Let's see, am I gonna do both? Why not? I'll do both pieces of chicken. I'll share this salad with producer Layla, who likes the Lalas. Now, last part of this salad is that spicy, creamy Dijon honey mustard. I like a lot of dressing, but I'm gonna start there and toss it. See how it looks. Oh, definitely more. I can tell already. Definitely need the whole thing. Hopefully I made enough. Sometimes it's the reason to eat a salad, if the dressing's good enough. I've got a bowl over here. Just make it look a little more presentable. Pile it up. And maybe, just because, we'll sprinkle a little bit more of that feta Melrose salad. My interpretation. I want to just dig in here. I'm going to take a little scoop and see if I got it close to the original Lala's salad. They do it better, but it's a close enough dupe. Coming up next, a potato bacon salad? I mean, come on, do I need to even say more? As we roll into warmer days, this bacon potato salad with a creamy homemade ranch is exactly what you're gonna want on your table. For this recipe, I was thinking about potato salad and the flavors of potato salad. And then that morphed into a salad mainly with potatoes and bacon. So that is what I'm making. So this is, I think, a great thing to serve on a summer day. You could, have it as a side, or you could have it as your main dish, whatever you think. One of the things I want to get started is the bacon. So I'm going to put the bacon in the oven. I like to cook it this way, on a sheet pan, on a rack, so that way you don't get the kitchen all greasy. So that I'm gonna put that in the oven, and when I do that, same for the potatoes. So I just have the little yellow potatoes, gonna cut them in half, put them with some olive oil, salt and pepper, roast them while the bacon roasts. Potatoes going on the tray, and then we'll hit it with some olive oil, some salt and pepper. Here's some salt, pepper. Shake them around a little, get them coated, and then the potatoes and the bacon are gonna go in the oven together. So I'll get those in. Hard-boiled eggs. I can never peel hard-boiled eggs, and I learned a trick on Instagram. Raw egg, that basically the membrane that connects, I believe, the shell to the egg, if you snap it, it's easy to peel. So you hear a sound. Did you hear that? It went pop. It worked when I did it at Easter time. Okay, time to make some ranch dressing. See, let's start with mayo. So to the mayo, I also like labneh, a hit of some vinegar, and then I have a shallot. So a half a shallot, and I'm gonna just mince finely, and then fresh dill, a big handful of that, some chive, and some garlic. And now we're gonna mix this up. Let's add a splash of milk. Let's be a little bit thinner. Okay, everything is pretty much done. The potatoes are still in there for the last couple of minutes. They're almost done. First thing, I think what I'm gonna do is get our bed of lettuce going. So I just have some romaine. You could do butter lettuce, whatever you prefer. You could do spinach. I'm just gonna cut up some romaine as the bed for this salad. I think some celery. So I cut up the leaves and all because I love the leaves, the color, the crunch, the flavor. Celery going in. And obviously this time of year, tomatoes are so good, so I'm just gonna do like a cherry tomato. Just cut them in half. Okay, our cute little baby potatoes, soft, in the middle, golden brown on the outside. So those are ready. Now let's cut the corn. So what I like to do is I just do this and then lay it on that side, chop like that. Easy. Let's do our bacon, stack it up, big chunks. This is my kind of salad. All right, let's try to open our eggs and see if our little trick worked. Let's cut open our eggs, put those around. So I basically put these into a pot of water, brought them up to a boil. As soon as they boil, lid on, turn the heat off 10 minutes. And then you get a yolk that's not completely, you don't get the green ring around it, which you try to avoid. And now our crispy, lovely potatoes. The last thing we do, we take our ranch and we just do this. This is my kind of salad. Enjoy. For the recipes we featured in today's episode, you can follow us on Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. That does it for us. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.